We are drafting Robin Williams movies. Here we're looking for the best triple feature. Now, the way that it works is Lan isn't here. So it's going to go, Frank is going to go first. Am I pointing in the right direction? No, here we go. Frank is going to go first. Nightmare from the YouTube chat gets to pick second, and then I will pick third. Once a movie is off the board, that's it, kaput. That you can no longer pick that movie. So, Frank.
Yes.
Let me get all my stuff situated here. You get to go first, my good man. What is your first?
Good Morning Vietnam.
Really? Out of all of the Robin Williams movies, you're going Good Morning Vietnam.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Based on a true story, by the way. Adrian Cronauer. We would listen to this album. I went to Lake Shasta with my buddy Greg when I was 19. And when we went down there, this was the album where every single morning they put in the cassette and everybody got woken up with Good Morning Vietnam.
Yes.
All right, so Nightmare, now that he has gone, make sure you have your picks ready to go because of the delay right there. So we're going to wait for Nightmare to come up with her pick. So far, Good Morning Vietnam is off the board. We're going to rock it from the Delta to the DMZ.
I just love his ad-libs.
Where are you stationed at? I'm stationed in Poontang.
It's hot. It's damn hot. It's so hot out there.
Do a little crotch pot cooking. I mean, he truly was brilliant in that movie. Oh, Nightmare coming in with her pick. Hold on. I can't, I'm trying to figure out all this stuff here. I'm having some issues right now. Hold on. All right, make sure you have your next picks all lined up there, Nightmare. I get to go back to back. But make sure you have your next pick. So she's going Hook, and I'm so glad that she went with Hook.
Oh,
although it is a great movie. And I love Hook, which oddly enough, if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a really poor Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah, a lot of people, the critics hate it.
No, it's a great movie, man.
Yeah, the fans
it's a fantastic movie. It's Steven Spielberg crying out loud.
Yo. That's the one where you found out Julia Roberts was a complete bitch.
Yeah. As what's her face? As Tinkerbell. All right, so then
life too.
I get to pick. So I am going to go just back to back here. My first pick is actually going to be Good Will Hunting. Fantastic, dramatic role from him. Brilliant speech. Great movie all around. Good Will Hunting. All right, Nightmare, that's my first pick, so make sure that you're ready with your second one, because my second pick technically would have been my first pick, but I didn't want to put, Good Will Hunting in there, but this is the one that, for me, man, this was it.
This is Doubtfire.
This is Doubtfire. This is actually one of the reasons I got into radio broadcasting. The whole scene where they're asking him, like the old lady is like, do you have any special talents? And he's like, I do voices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's like, you do voices? And that whole spiel, I used to be able to recite that in the voices as well. And so that's kind of one of those things that really got me into it, is his ability to just bounce from character to character. And when he's like, I do a great impression of a hot dog.
Yeah.
It's great. All right, Nightmare, you can fire away. Once my pick goes up, go ahead and put your pick up in the old YouTube chat there, because we got the delay and we got to make sure that we get past that. This makes me want to go watch Mrs. Doubtfire now. All right. See, now we're just waiting on Nightmares. Well, I told you to put it in there. That's what she said.
Like the hot dog.
Oh, here you go. So she went with the movie that we just watched with my family this weekend, Birdcage. Which, by the way, when you watch this, you really are kind of like, man, his son is a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. So
you know the premise of the movie, right?
Yeah. I've seen it. It's been about 20 years.
Yeah, but so the whole premise is that they need to hide that they're gay.
They're gay
from the conservative couple, and the son is like, oh, it's basically like pretend it's a great movie, but it's, as I was watching it, it was a bit uncomfortable where it's like the son is a dick.
The son's marrying into with the conservative couple. Remember, they have the daughter. And they hadn't told because he's like a senator. Gene Hackman's character is like, and they haven't told him that his family is gay, and that's
right after a
like
huge scandal too. There was a huge scandal that hits.
Yes.
All right, Frank, you get to go back to back. All right, so Nightmare. Once Frank says his second movie, go ahead and chime in with your first pick, because that delay, we'll buy you some time. But once he says, or his third movie, I should say, overall, make sure you're going in with your pick. But Frank, you get to go back to back here on your Robin Williams movie draft.
Jumanji. The first one.
Oddly enough, another movie that's really far down on the old tomato meter.
Yeah, no, I just have good memories watching it as a kid. Now, my next one, I don't know if you're going to have the picture for this one, because this is one of his earlier movies, but honestly, it's some of his best acting early in his career. It's Moscow on the Hudson.
Oh, would you be talking about this movie right here?
Yeah. I recently saw that like a couple months ago, and it is fantastic. He does a fantastic job as the Russian immigrant into America. It's actually really good. As
we were picking these movies, or as I was kind of researching all this, and I was getting, I get all the pictures ready to go for the live stream and everything like that, I realized there are a lot of Robin Williams movies that I need to go watch. That's
one, if you haven't. That's a really good. It's really dated, like early 80s, but it's really good.
All right, so that's Frank's triple features: Good Morning Vietnam, Jumanji, and Moscow on the Hudson. Nightmare coming in with her third pick. Popeye. Did you know you can actually visit?
Shelley Duvall just died.
The town. She did. You can visit the town where this was filmed. It's kind of a theme park, actually. So you can go check out where everything was done, and they've made sure everything is been taken care of, and you can go check out where Popeye was filmed.
That giant octopus always scared me as a kid.
Scared the piss out of me, which is why I'm glad they didn't have that octopus scene in the Goonies, because that would have scared the hell out of me too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's coming back around to me for my third and final Robin Williams movie. And I do have to go through some honorable mentions here, including The Best of Times with Kurt Russell.
I thought you might pick that. Do you have Toys on there as one of the honorable mentions?
Absolutely.
That movie is an underrated movie if you haven't seen that. And you know what's so scary about that is? Remember, the guy that takes over wants to train kids on military equipment, like flying planes and taking out. Look where we are in today's society, flying drones. It's so far ahead of its time. It's wild.
Another honorable mention here: The World According to Garp. Another honorable mention: What Dreams May Come.
That was such a weird movie.
It is.
I've only seen it once, and I don't know what's actually going on with that.
Here's a highly underrated movie from him: Robots.
Yep.
This was a great movie that really did not get its due, I don't think. I mean, look at it. You have Ewan McGregor, Halle Berry, Greg Kinnear, Mel Brooks, Drew Carey, Amanda Bynes, and Robin Williams. That's a great movie.
I think wasn't that a Fox when they were beginning their animation kind of stuff, and that was like one of their earlier projects.
Well, yes. Obviously, it was post Ice Age, because they had from the creators of Ice Age. If you want a kind of a creepy Robin Williams movie, here's an honorable mention for you: 1 Hour Photo.
Yeah, that one's a wild one.
Yeah, because there's a couple here. There's that one, and then another one that I kind of put in the same place as is Insomnia.
That one's really good, though. Like him and Pacino in that movie are fantastic.
Yeah. Of course, you also have all of the Night at the Museum movies. What other honorable mentions do we have here? Here's one that I like that a lot of people don't like, and is also very lowly scored on Rotten Tomatoes. Is Jack.
That's such a weird. That had Jennifer Lopez in it too, which is so outstanding.
It's one of the few times that Jennifer Lopez is not completely obnoxious on screen.
That is a weird movie right there, though. I can understand why people were kind of put off by that. That's a weird movie. The only thing you can do in the 90s and get away with a movie like that.
So there's a few more honorable mentions that I have. I've never actually seen this one before, because I did see when I was a kid, we watched Absent-Minded Professor.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of one of our go-tos. And I do remember my sister was in college while they were filming this. Because remember, Robin Williams filmed all of his movies in San Francisco because that's where he lived.
Yeah.
And so she went to Santa Clara. And I remember some of her friends went and they actually watched them. They were able to see them film. And I just remember when they came back, they're like, how many times can they film somebody walking through a door? Like that was the one scene that they just kind of kept showing over and over again. What other honorable mentions do I have here? Of course, there's The Fisher King, which is a good one. That's him and Jeff Bridges. We also have Awakenings. Don't give away the movie I'm going to pick, though, Frank. Easy there, buddy. That's a great movie. Great movie.
Based on a true story as well.
Based on a true story. Yeah, Dead Poet Society, which is considered one of his best.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
This is the one I almost went with for my final movie.
Fern Gully, didn't you?
No, but just in case somebody picked it, I did have that here.
I didn't realize Tim Curry was the pollutant guy in that movie. Completely didn't realize that.
Highly underrated, kind of weird movie, honorable mention. Death to Smoochie.
Death to Smoochie.
I like that movie. I really like Death to Smoochie. But my final movie, my third movie for my triple feature, Frank, what is it?
Aladdin 2.
No. Oh, wait, nobody picked Aladdin. So, no, I'm not picking that. Yeah, I'm going with Aladdin. I'm glad you said something because it's on a different row in my pictures. Hell yeah, I'm going with Aladdin. Wow, I almost butchered that whole thing up. Fail for me, but yeah, I'm going Aladdin. So here are our triple features. Frank is Good Morning Vietnam, Jumanji, and Moscow on the Hudson. Nightmare was Hook, Birdcage, and Popeye. And I had Good Will Hunting, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Aladdin.